rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? I'm the number one chief rocker in Knicks universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. And welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime joint, the Knicks at Night podcast. Salute to all my day ones in the building that's watching this live or on replay. And salute to all my new people joining. Salute to all my new people joining. That's still learning who we are and getting used to the chat and things of that sort. So I appreciate y'all for subscribing to the channel, hitting the like button, commenting, engaging the chat and all that stuff, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all very much. So the Knicks lost to the Pistons tonight. So what? And I know y'all wanted me to come in here piping hot, right? Nah, not really. No, not really. Am I frustrated? Yes. Am I mad? Nah, I'm not mad. Am I frustrated? Yes. Am I angry? No. My mindset going into this series is if we were going to lose a game to the Pistons, it would be game 3 in Detroit or game 4 in Detroit. Didn't think it'd be game 2. But, oh well, here we are. Here we are, right? I honestly believe, without a shadow of a doubt, JB Bickerstaff merely took Tom Thibodeau's game 1 game plan and used it on the Knicks in game 2. Basically. Tom Thibodeau looked like he didn't want to adjust to certain things. JB Bickerstaff really, they made minor adjustments, though the minor adjustments paid off huge. Right. I don't know. In a separate thought, this is a separate thought. I don't know if the Knicks can be successful long term leaning on one individual to save the day. I just don't think the Knicks can win a championship with that. App, what's good, man? Andios, what's good? Adam is in the building. Salute, y'all. There's a lot that I can say about an NBA basketball game, a playoff game. Some stuff we care about, some stuff we don't. This game showed us, though, that the Knicks really depend a lot on Jalen Brunson offensively. They really depend on I think they probably depend on Jalen Brunson too much. I think our game management is suspect at times. Tom Thibodeau made minor in-game adjustments. One of the adjustments he made was to sit Shamet and Cameron Payne. He gave them one look. Cameron Payne looked like he didn't have him. He didn't give Cameron Payne a second chance. Cameron Payne racked up 3 fouls and was falling all over the floor. Tibbs sat him. There were opportunities all over the place for us to kind of blow this team out. And I don't know if we chose not to be aggressive or if Detroit was overwhelming us with petty physicality. A couple of things, though, I think we take advantage of, and I think we should recalibrate how we think about certain things. One of the things that I think we should recalibrate is how we view the Detroit Pistons. Right? How we view the Pistons. I think we're viewing them as little brother, and I think we should be viewing them as a team that beat us 3 times in the regular season. I think we're viewing Cade Cunningham as an up-and-coming star, and we should view him as a star on the verge of mega stardom. I think we view our core of players as maybe on the verge of being a thing. And I think we should really look at this team more as a Jekyll and Hyde. Because Saturday, we looked like a team that had championship DNA. And tonight, we look like a team that just left the lottery and only had one star player. And we depended on that star player for everything. Ignoring that Mikal Bridges was cooking at a point And we went back to our star and ignored the fact that Karl Anthony Towns was 3 for 3 in the first 6 minutes of the game. And I think he finished like non-existent. Didn't get OG Anunoby involved in the game. Here are a few things that I think we should probably recalibrate some stuff. I don't blame Mikal Bridges because there were times when he got the ball and we kind of forced him to give the ball up. There were times where we probably could have gone on a run if we just settled down. But we didn't. Nice was good. App in the building. Andrew College in the building. Trini was happening. JM was good. I thought the defense for the most part was solid, but I think Tom Thibodeau may be crazy. At the end of the third quarter, when they asked Tibbs, what his team needed, that man legitimately said, we need to play more defense and we got to rebound better. And the Knicks had 63, 60, I think it was 66 points, whatever the number was, through 3 quarters of NBA basketball. And that man was saying, we need more defense. Tory B, what's good? Hey, Tory B, hey, we got to be positive tonight, Tory B. None of that. We can't do that passive aggressive shade, whatever. Right? It's a best of 7 series. It's best of 7. It's not first to 1, it's first to 4. So the Knicks won game 1, they lost game 2. Doesn't mean it's the end of the world. I was really thinking about getting into the basketball aspect of things. I don't think it's fair to the audience to sound all basketball-y after a loss. Not in this case. In this case, I think what we should focus on is a little comfort, right? Tell people easy, relax. Relax. It's a best of 7, not a best of 1. Right? We lost to a playoff team. Detroit is a playoff team. We lost to a playoff team at home. Mass, what's happening? What I do believe, though, is I think JB Bickerstaff, HRM, what's good? I think JB Bickerstaff used Tom Thibodeau's game 1 game plan against us in game 2. Kind of shut down all the surrounding parts and see if one player can fall into that trap of trying to kill an entire team by himself. And I think we fell into that trap. But I think we'll learn our lesson. I think the fix. I think the fix we need is easy. I think the fix we need is it. I think we have an easy fix. We have to play a 2-guard system. We cannot let Jalen Brunson dribble, right? And there's no knock on Brunson. I'm not saying don't let Brunson shoot or don't let Brunson handle the ball. What I'm saying is it's easier for a defense, it's easier for a set defense to follow one person than it is for them to constantly track the basketball and movers and cutters and spot up shooters and all of that. Right? If one person just dribble, it's easier for a defense to kind of set up and deny and contest. Y'all tell me y'all thoughts. Let me hear y'all thoughts on what y'all felt like went wrong during this game. Y'all tell me what y'all thought went wrong in this game. Pastor Jay is in the building. Salute. I see you out there busy on social media. I was just scrolling one night, and I heard the gospel music playing, and I was like, "Who is this with the prayer hands in the back?" My man, I see you. The Bronx says it's amazing to listen to folks complain about JB in a loss, but when we won, he was all good. Hey, that's not me. Hey, you talking about me? Sorry, B, you talking about me? Am I complaining about Brunson? I'm not. I'm not complaining about Brunson. I'm talking about the offense. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I ain't talking about. I'm not talking about. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm not a one person. Well, let me take that back. I do have like my favorite players of all of them, but I would gladly trade them for a championship. Y'all know I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan. I'll trade everybody on this. I'll trade this entire roster if it meant me getting me a championship next year. You can bet that. I'd trade everybody on this roster, Tom Thibodeau, and them draft picks if it meant getting a championship. Right. Yo, so if it's your first time here, consider subscribing to the channel. A lot of y'all have done so in recent weeks, and I appreciate y'all joining the Blawrence Tears family. Appreciate that, right? And we're gonna try to do our very best to keep the content Knicks related and come in here and just talk that y'all like to have that talk to y'all. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to have positive Knicks talk. Just rock like that. Nice says, not playing Precious, Huck Porty, and DeLon Wright when a team look gas. Those Knicks replay corners all has to be fired if they can't be quicker on fighting a call. Not making plays for Cat of OG cost us the game. Okay. Right. And Tori B says, no one is above criticism. Right. But we can't praise the same exact play yesterday then that we trashed it. Yeah, no. Well, no. I don't know if that's me in a sense, because I think the offense was different. Let me put this. I think the offense was different. What I saw in game one was a lot of people wanting to contribute to offensively in game one, and shots wasn't falling. And then when the shots started falling, then we kind of got on a roll and then steamrolled the Pistons, right? But then tonight, it looked like to me that for the most part, not all night, but for the most part, there was a lot of standing around letting Brunson cook. I should have ironed this shirt, but it's the middle of the night, man. I ain't great. I'm looking at this shirt in the camera, and I'm like, man, I should have ironed this shirt, man. I'm not good to plug the iron up this time. I like to iron no t-shirt to be in front of a camera for like 90 minutes. I should have, man. I should throw me on something, man. I look tacky. It looked like I'm about to try to borrow $1 from y'all. Like, hey, my man, you know what I'm saying? My car broke down 2 streets over, man. You got a couple of dollars? JM says, but if you're a fan of Hero Ball, oh, okay. Oh, Hero Ball. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. Let's see who next. All right, Bronx Mel says Bridges hits that one open three, and a lot of these arguments don't even happen. Turby, you know good. Turby, you know good and well you ain't about to cash at me no $1. And I just walk up to you like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? My car broke down 2 blocks over. You're like, get out of here, you bum. And Turby, oh, good well, she went, let me see if I got something. No, Turby, no, good well, she ain't gonna. Yo, hey, Pastor Jay says, Dolan should clean house this summer. Ooh, what? Tom Thibodeau had an awful record, 108 and 103, before the Knicks obtained Josh Hart in February 2023. The Knicks were 30 and 27 with Jalen Brunson in 2022, 22. Yeah. I don't know. How about I say this? I saw the game plan for both coaches, and JBB's game plan was apparent from the beginning. His game plan from the beginning was if they press OG, get the ball out of Cade's hand. Right? That's what I saw. Oh, here come the hate. Here come the hate. Tim's got to go, man. So salute to IKBM Dre, man. Yeah, man. I think we want. It's only one game. It's a best of 7, not a best of 1. I think we got to relax. Think we got to relax. We already thinking about Tibbs' replacement, and we still hadn't even gone to Detroit yet. I think we got to relax, right? They just got to relax, just at least a little bit. I think we got to calm down some. So, I tell you what. If y'all calm down some, I'll see if I can get a legendary New York basketball player to come on the show with me and rock for a little while. And I mean legendary too, not just a random. If y'all calm down, I'll see if I can get a legendary New York basketball player to come up here and hang out with me, right? Right? Maybe take some of y'all questions. But y'all got to relax in order for me to do that. Y'all got to give Tom Thibodeau at least to the end of the week before y'all try to fire him again for the 50th time this season. Scotty in the building. What's good? Pastor Jay says, fire Tom Thibodeau. After one playoff loss, man. After one loss. And not even a series. One playoff round one, a loss in one round. D Bucket says, as can the Knicks win in Detroit? Yes, they can. The talent is there. I just don't know as a team if we are physically and mentally tough enough to win this series. I know Brunson is, but who else is? Yeah. I'm going to say, see that? You know what? I forgot Nice was in the chat. Let me do mine. All right. Tori B says, I said it before and I'll say it again. The Knicks fans are the absolute worst. I'll say this to your comment, Tori B. I'll say this to your comment. Remember when we had the Josh Hart conversation, just brief? We had the Josh Hart conversation briefly, right? And I mentioned a few positives about Josh Hart, right? Remember we had the brief Josh Hart conversation. I mentioned briefly the positives about Josh Hart. And people were like, oh, no, you never said anything positive about Josh Hart. And I was saying then that every time we talk about Josh Hart, every time we attempt to say something positive about somebody, whoever it is, there is always a side of that argument that's so overwhelming that they drag the conversation to that side, right? Like the cat is soft conversation. Like how people say the Karl Anthony Towns is soft. And when we know that man is not soft, but there are so many people that want to talk about that thing that we never get to the positive side of what Karl Anthony Towns can do. The Mitchell Robinson thing. Like we never talk about what Mitch can do offensively because the Mitch fans legitimately feel like Mitchell Robinson can cure everything. Right? Like the Jalen Brunson thing. We rarely get to talk about Jalen Brunson's defense because we feel like if we say anything about Jalen Brunson's defense occasionally, then we hate Jalen Brunson. And that can't be anything farther from the truth. Nice, what's good? Like we can't talk about OG Anunoby's offense disappearing on occasion because people will feel like you're a hater. Like you can't, we can't have fair and balanced conversations about any Knicks topic because whichever side of the topic you're on, the other side is going to feel like you hate whatever it is that topic is referring to. Nice. What's good, bro?
What's good, my brother? Long time no see. How's everything?
Hey, man. Well, you really want to know? Because I have a list of everything, bro. I can go down that list if you want me to.
Might as well. Let it all out.
I might need to have counseling after that.
Man, this game gave me like vibes that we all need counseling. Like, I'm sorry. I know that we're not supposed to be blaming. It's a series and it's a 7 game, but at the same time, it's like by the second quarter, like this team all looked gassed. Or was it me, Freezy?
I don't know. I know players played a lot of minutes though.
Yeah, but
I know Jalen Brunson missed like 5 minutes and still played 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. It just felt like if that was a vibe and we didn't have a spark, this game was supposed to be a game that, you know something, let's might as well just lose, but keep the how do you call it saying, better legs for the next game. Cause man, back to back we already know who Tom Thibodeau is going to be playing next game. So it's like it's going to be crazy to see OG trying to guard Cade again 3 times.
Right. But let me do this real quick. Hold on. Yo, this man said, hey, Towns played very light skinned tonight. Yeah. Hey, Bronx Mel, but I bet you he has exceptional credit and a very good work history. Very, he had very good light skinned characteristics, right? Like he came from a 2-parent home and his credit is 800 or somewhere in that neighborhood. Probably been on the same job. Yeah, right. That man probably been at the same job for 14 years. Dre, what's good, man?
You can't spell Thomas without ham.
Right, absolutely.
And there was a lot of ham sandwich coaching I saw up there tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
It felt like the Pistons outplayed us for 6 out of the 8 quarters in the series. And if they didn't fall apart in that fourth quarter, we'd be talking about something completely different. Mm-hmm. There are extended points in this game where we completely neglect how important spacing is. And Cat only took 1 shot in the second half. And it's the onus is on him is to be effective. I mean, to be aggressive. But at the same point, it's like, I can't get a pin down. I can't get a shot drawn up for him.
Yeah.
I can't do any of these things because I'm busy trying to put Josh Hart into action because Josh Hart is getting ignored if he's just left in the corner. And we're using Cat as a decoy instead of as a weapon because we have to compromise for Josh Hart. And Josh Hart is not a terrible basketball player. The way he's being deployed is atrocious. He's being overused, and we're not even using him as a screen setter, off ball to get some of your playmakers and some of your shot creators, the shot makers, easier looks. Like if we were playing 4-on-5 and we basically were asking Jalen Brunson to bail us out every single game, and some nights Brunson doesn't have it, and this was one of those nights. And we didn't necessarily get much out of the bench, but at a certain point, you got to acknowledge it. Like we scored 94 points. You could talk about defense. People could talk about defense. Defense wasn't the issue. The lack of offense was the issue. You scored 94 points in 2025. You don't deserve to win a basketball game if you scored 94 points. Unless you somehow holding dudes to 80. So it's one of those things where you gotta prioritize the right things on a night in and night out. And I simply don't believe we do. I don't believe we care to. And I think that's just a symptom of Tom Thibodeau. Like we playing 4-on-5. Anytime Cat gets the ball on a block, anytime Cat dribbles, Josh Hart's man is in the lane waiting on him. Waiting. And Cat isn't a great passer off the dribble, so we can't really exploit it that way. So instead of using the 82 games that you had this season to figure something out, we just wasted our time just doing the same thing over and over. There's a reason like we struggle against top 10 defensive teams. There's a reason. And for Andrew, we could talk about foul baiting. They still took way more free throws than us. They took 15 more free throws than us and had 15 more boards than us, and we still lost because we couldn't generate real offense because we're trying to run the same pick and roll over and over and over. It's just nonsensical basketball. And like I know we don't have a lot of ball handlers, but if you don't have ball handlers, you have to rely on body movement and ball movement. And we don't have that creativity from the head coach to implement that kind of system. So what you're going to see is Brunson dribble over and over and over into a loaded up defense, anticipating that Josh Hart coming up to set a screen, and we live and die with Brunson taking tough contested shots. Like, like if we're keeping it a buck, Freezy and Fresh, I mean nice. It's the Pistons took a lot more easier shots than we did.
Oh
We
yeah.
were living and dying on contested twos from OG, late shot clock threes from Deuce McBride off the glass, and all that. That's just not sustainable basketball. And to me, it's a dead ringer. Like, if you're struggling with this Pistons team with that, it doesn't get easier. Teams will come with even more exotic defenses. And teams will have better personnel to execute those defenses. And we're just gonna roll the ball up and say Brunson save us every single time. And that shit is not gonna work. He's a 6'1" guard. And if you're gonna even take that mentality to say, yo, Brunson save us, then go all in on trying to create as much spacing as possible so he doesn't have to run into two or three people every time he decides to make a move or anytime he beats his man. It's just tough basketball. And we make the job harder than what it harder than what it really is. It's just really hard, bro. My bad. My bad, nice. You can go ahead, man.
No, brother, you cooking. You cooking. It's just one of those that somebody actually mentioned which one was it? 2K5, but at the same time, it's like we not even playing 2K. We playing Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis. Like we are beating all these teams doing the same 1-2 steps
Yeah.
and
It's
just
you playing
praying.
live 95, man.
Yeah. And we praying that the other team doesn't even notice. And today, Detroit had an answer for us. Like, if you're going to keep on playing and you're not going to adjust, you just making it easier for Detroit. And especially if we already knew that, to me, the team looked gassed by the second quarter. It's one of those. Are you willing to lose the game and be ready for the next game? At least they'll be having better legs and stuff. But for you not to even give out the game and give it your all and you still lost, it's like, damn, we got a double whammy.
It's one of those things where if you notice, the Pistons changed their defensive scheme up from the regular season, but we're playing the exact same way.
Yeah.
But it's not like we have this like unstoppable duo. Well, theoretically, we should have an unstoppable duo and Cat and Brunson, but we can't get to that because we got to play Josh Hart 40 minutes. So if you're trying to run a pick and roll, pick and pop between the two, you're not going to see that work because they're cheating off of guys who can't shoot. So it's one of those things where it's like, sure, you could you could have that unstoppable combination of that Jokic and Murray. We don't, and even if we did, it becomes like cramped. All the spacing becomes cramped, and you're just
Yeah.
making the lives of your superstars harder.
But
We're including Josh Hart in more of the plays than we're including Carl Towns
but
because teams are forcing us into doing that, and the game tells you what to do according to Tom Thibodeau, and the game told us that Josh Hart needs more touches than Cat, so that's what
but
we
but
get.
but IKBM, who fault is it? It's not even Josh Hart. It's Coach Sib.
Yeah, no,
Like
no, no,
if
it ain't Josh fault. I agree with you. It's a
yeah, if
symptom
you
of
seeing
Thibodeau.
if you seeing that Detroit is already adjusting and doing something different, that's the moment that Coach said, out of all those timeout, he should have said, all right, if they do this, do that. He should already have it planned out. It was one of those that he only called timeout. I'm going to give you guys a breather just for 1 minute. You guys ready? Keep
I,
continue
I
doing
think I
what you
think
do.
our true pivot is literally just playing Mitch Robinson 30 minutes and hoping for the best. Because at least with Mitch, you don't have to honor him from the perimeter, but you actually have to put a real center on him because he will cause havoc on the glass if you don't put a big man on him to box out. And when you have a guy thinking about the box out, that allows just a little bit more space for Brunson to operate, more space for Cat to operate in terms of being an offensive weapon, in terms of getting his shot off. But when you have Josh on the court, they're overloading from the strong side, Josh in the corner, and they not even paying him no mind. And then Cat has to dribble into traffic. Brunson has to dribble into traffic. OG has to dribble into traffic. Mikal has to dribble into traffic. Like we didn't get very many looks at the rim for most of the game because of how we were being guarded. And I feel like, to be absolutely honest, if Josh Hart didn't get into foul trouble earlier in game one, the rhythm that we had from having like a more spaced out offense, we wouldn't have had that rhythm going down the stretch to even get hot at the end to come and steal the game. It's one of those things where it's like, if you want to have Josh, if Josh wants has to be a non-negotiable, you got to be able to utilize the space that he's given. You got to use him as a screener. You got to have creativity to use that against them, because there are ways to utilize a guard being guarded by a big, but we don't see it outside of pulling Josh up to set a screen. But that's a loaded shell defense, and they already know that look is coming. So they already have their rotations on the back end already slotted. And it's one of those things where we just make the job way, way, way harder than it needs to be. Like the talent discrepancy, we shouldn't even lose a game. We shouldn't lose the game to the Pistons. But when you
Yeah,
go
but
against a team with a top 10 defense and you're not going to adjust, well, then they're just going to continuously make your lives hard. And they're just going to scratch out just enough to win and win within the margins. And that's how we lost. I still think we're going to win the series. And it wouldn't shock me if they won the next two games in Detroit. But like the things that I'm upset about is like things when you try to go against the true contenders, they're going to exploit that even worse.
Mm-hmm.
You think us being down 13 to the Pistons is a bad thing? You play like this against the Celtics or the Cavs in a playoff series, you're down 25 going to the fourth, not 8. So it's one of those things where you gotta be able to have creativity, man. And I don't think Tim Thibodeau's too old to figure it out. It's just too late for that. Hey, Freezy, you there? Or you?
yeah, I'm
Okay,
listening.
okay.
Yeah, I'm
The
listening.
internet straight, brother.
No, the internet ain't straight. The internet is always the wild west. Bro, you ever had internet before?
I haven't had internet like you. I've had internet before.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, man, and talking about Tibbs ain't gonna make that internet feel any better. So
Yeah,
for you,
but at the same time, it's not like Cat, Mitchell Robinson, Huckaporty, or Ashua plays the same. They all play differently. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we shouldn't even be relying on Mitchell. Like I love Mitchell Robinson. Don't get me wrong. Whenever he plays, I love to see him playing whenever he's on his A game. But at the same time, if you're seeing that he's also a little bit gas, let's hit Detroit with something else. Let's put Huckaporty for the first minute, and if everything works out, let's leave him there. Same thing goes for Ashua.
I wouldn't even. But here's the thing: even with those guys, right? They'll guard you with Precious. They'll guard him the same way they guard Josh, except Precious is even worse decision maker, if that even means something.
No, but I'm talking about the legs. Is
Oh, the length.
yeah, at least give everybody some rest time, and at least hey, if he's doing his thing, look, nobody expect Payne going ballistic last game, but at the same time, how could we expect a player to show out if we never give them the opportunity to show out? We never even gave
That's
a Shua
also.
or Huckaporty a minute.
I understand that, like, but you have 82 games to even do your testing. You like to do your experimenting, and we didn't do that at all. So to expect Tibbs to do that now, he didn't even do it in the regular season. He ain't gonna do that now, man. That's just one of the. It's just terrible. It's just it's the way he managed the team is terrible at its highest level. It's like it's just you have to it's your just due diligence, right? When you look around the teams around the league, they've tried a myriad of lineups and rotations and combinations to see what works and what doesn't work, and to completely outright rule out things that don't work and things that do work. And Tibbs has run our starting lineup. Our starting lineup is the most played unit in the NBA by a wide margin. and it's only like a +4, which is good. But when you compare it to like other teams' best lineups or most used lineups, especially the contenders, all the contenders' best or most used lineups are +10, +12, +13.
Mhm.
And Tibbs is so beholden to a particular style of play that he just won't see anything else working. He watches the film a bunch of times for confirmation bias. He doesn't watch it to switch anything up. And like someone in the chat said, the Pistons prepared to see a Knicks team that they saw all year, and there's no deviation. We just gonna play the same way. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And if you're not gonna make the corrections on the fly and just watch it happen, then what are you doing as a coach? This is a disservice. This is a disservice to the fans. This is a disservice to the players, man. Like we just watching the same thing, the same movie over and over and over. It's the same thing. Like you come down and you see the spacing look so terrible. It don't matter if Quentin Grimes is in that corner or RJ Barrett is in that corner. It could be McCall and OG. They're being used the same way, the same exact way, even if they're superior talent. So if you're playing to a template, you're only gonna get the same results. It don't matter how great the talent is, unless the talent is literally the best in the world, which we have really, really good basketball players. But we don't have guys that can just completely override what other teams are doing. We ain't got no prime LeBron here. So at a certain point, your coach has to do the job and make the adjustments for them and emphasize the right things on a play to play, on a game to game basis. And I don't think Tibbs can do it. Well, I know Tibbs can't do it. And I feel like because of the talent discrepancy, we're probably going to win the series because they had 15 more rebounds than us, 15 more free throws than us, and still barely only won. So it's like they still barely only cracked 100 points. So it's like,
That man said
yeah,
you got the same take, Dre.
it's who? It's who?
Yeah, I think Wise said you have the same take. Like, Tibbs can't adjust. Is it so? Okay, so are we? So let me ask this: are we truth telling or are we complaining? Because it sounds like to me, it
It's
sounds like
both to me.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just going even more. I'm just highlighting how much worse how much
It's
more
too
evident
obvious.
it is when you're in a playoff scenario when a team can run the same shell defense against you for the entire game with no deviation
Mm-hmm.
because you're playing a guy that can't shoot for 40 minutes, so they don't have to change anything, and you're not
Yeah.
changing your offense. You're not running anything. You're not running anything that requires off-ball actions or man movement. It's a lot of static guys standing around waiting for Brunson to do something. And you- how can you live like that? You can get by that. You can get by the hairs on your chin against a team like this. But there's a reason why we're 0-10 against the elite because we're extremely predictable, insanely predictable, with no pivot and we're not attempting to pivot or try different things. And when you don't attempt to and you don't build up the habits, the good habits, you only fester up the bad habits that are easily read by other teams and exploited. Like that's the same thing when we seeing Josh Hart come up, seeing seeing Josh Hart come up and set a screen for Brunson. It's the same stuff we've been running for 3 years. We not going far with this formula. My bad, Freezy, if it's repeating it.
What I think I'm hearing is all the takes that we heard throughout the course of the year are a little bit right and maybe a little bit wrong. That's what I'm hearing. Like,
Expound, brother.
yeah, I am. I am. So what I'm hearing is that the reason why teams like Boston and Cleveland are good is because they've had a lot of time to play with each other and develop chemistry. And then I'm also hearing that the reason why Detroit is good is because they're doing basic things against the Knicks, and the Knicks can't adjust because their coach is stuck in a time loop. And
Well,
while I do believe both of these things can be true, and what I would suggest when we think about such said items is, to what extent are these things true, and is it possible the Knicks can turn these things around? I am in the boat of thinking the Knicks can turn these things around. I think Tom Thibodeau may have coached the worst game he's probably coached in a month or two, right after he coached the best game he coached all year, right? That's what I'm thinking, right? At the same time, what does that mean for game three? And what does that mean for the Knicks once they polish off Detroit? What does that mean in the Boston series? What I would say to that is, if any of the stuff that Dre said is true, that means we're swept by the Celtics, right? But if Tom Thibodeau can be a B plus level coach for 48 straight minutes, I think the Knicks can win a game or two against Boston. But that calls for being a B plus level coach for 48 consecutive minutes with no lapses. And can Tom Thibodeau do that? I think he can. I don't think the ox is in the ditch. I think Detroit won a playoff game. That's what I think.
I'll say this though, Freezy. The contenders, for better or worse, have put in and plugged in different rotational players and role players, different from even last year, to different levels of success, and they've excelled at it. And like for instance, I can give you Luke Cornett. He was barely playing for the Celtics last year, and now he's like a top 5 player in net rating in the league right now, which it's absolutely absurd if you think about it, right? Or I can say Hartenstein came to OKC and they know how to implement him immediately to effective levels. I could say Ty Jerome, who barely played for the Cavs last year, got implemented, and he's been a key part. When you try to like look at what we have, we acquire players and then we don't even attempt to get the best out of them. Like we gotten. I think we've seen the best
Are you
basketball
talking
out
about,
of
are you
OG.
talking about long term? You talking about today?
I'm talking about long term.
Okay.
I think we've seen the best basketball out of OG, but the way he plays, necessarily, it's gonna be up and down because he kind of needs spacing to get to where he needs to go to. Like if you're living and dying on OG taking cut to step back mid range jumpers, well then he's gonna have
You're
a
in
great night
trouble.
one night,
Yeah.
and then he's gonna have a bad night like tonight, right? So it's one of those things where we completely go out of our way to not utilize what guys can do at their highest level. I don't think we've seen the best version of McCall. I don't think we ever tried to see the best version of McCall. And I think we've done all of these things to make these accommodations to fit a certain play style that Tibbs can only use this particular play style as a way to win. And I don't think that's just conducive to winning basketball at the highest level. You got to figure out ways to maximize everything that you have. There is no way you acquire the best shooting big in the league and then don't emphasize pick and pops and don't emphasize him getting up 5 or 6 of those threes per game. Like it doesn't make sense from a basketball standpoint. And I feel like it's one of those things where he coaches to this old school philosophy of the point guard is the extension of the head coach and the point guard has all the reins and the say and who gets what and what happens. If he had more hands-on in terms of emphasizing particular things, Brunson would be looking for the pick and pop. But when he says the game tells you what to do, he's putting all onus on Brunson to figure out everything. Sometimes he needs a right hand. Sometimes he needs guidance. Because what are we paying you $10 million for? Like, like I said this, Freezy. I mentioned this to you on the phone, I believe. Um, Carl Towns has more isolation 3-point attempts. Like he created it out of isolation. Than he has pick and pop 3-point attempts from Brunson this year. That Kristaps Porzingis on a per 100 possession basis takes 3 times as many pick and pop threes as Cat, and he's not even as good of a shooter as Cat or with range. That is coaching. That is lack of prioritization. That is lack of caring about what wins at the highest level because you only care about rebounding. When he asked Tibbs why we lost tonight, he said rebounding.
Yeah, I heard that.
That is absolutely ludicrous. Instead of generating real offense, it wouldn't have mattered about your rebounding. That rebounding would not have mattered if you got a good shot up at the rim every time or a decent shot. It's just completely frustrating. It's frustrating. It's just frustrating seeing the same. It's the same thing like Freezy. We saw the same thing in Miami. The same thing. Teams cheat off Josh. We got guys in the corner standing still in the corner with no ball movement or man movement. We depending on Brunson to bail us out, and sometimes he fails because there's just too much pressure. And it's the same process over and over. And to that point, it's like, yes, teams use their superstars at the end of the games. That's what you're supposed to do. But you know how they use the superstars at the end of games? They put you in dilemmas where you can't trap your superstar. And if you do trap them, you get hit over the head with a three from a good shooter or a layup. We don't put teams in dilemmas because we try to force the particular lineup over and over and over, and we give teams an out over and over to figure out what we're doing against the shell defense. We give teams an out too often. Tibbs wants to hit the Jalen Brunson button, but he doesn't want to make all the other things around Jalen Brunson easier for Jalen Brunson to execute. He's beating his one guy over and over. But when he beats his one guy, what happens? The entire paint is clogged up. And instead of emphasizing pick and pop, he ignores the pick and pop. Or if it's not a pick and pop, Cat is in the corner and he's running the screen with Hart. It's like it's the same thing over and over. It's rinse and repeat. But we have guys that are so talented that it could work. It should be able to work against the Pistons to win 3 more games. But after that, will it work again at the highest level? Absolutely not, man. That shit not gonna work at the highest level. Oh, my bad for cussing, Freezy. I just got frustrated. I I ain't mean to.
YouTube don't care if you meant to or not, bro. You know they'll put us in baby jail.
My bad. My
Yeah,
bad. My
yeah.
bad. I will censor
We
myself.
just yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
nice. We just got out of baby jail, bro.
Oh, for real?
It was
Yeah,
baby bookings.
Oh Lord.
yeah.
Just for cursing?
Yeah, man, just for cursing.
Wait. So
Yeah.
you have music video out there cursing, saying this, that, and they don't get banned, but you
Wait, wait a minute. Are you asking me, is Google gonna put UMG in baby jail? Is that what you're asking me?
no. What I'm saying, what I'm
Okay.
saying with that is that you have in YouTube with like video clips of all these type of music, like ratchet type of music, cursing and all this, going to every type of length, and they don't get in jail, but you say just one word, jail time.
Yep, basically.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, basically, bro.
I cannot respond to Sherman in the chat. I'm talking Sherman. I'm talking about offensively. Cat is in the corner as a spacer, not on defense.
But
Cat is in the drop 9 times out of 10.
But it's just one of those that look at last year. Just think about last year. Last year, we played even bench player that most likely, if our starting 5 wasn't hurt or anything, most likely they would even get no time to play. And we went far with our bench, and all of a sudden it's like you look at this year, compare pretty much the other teams. Other teams is playing pretty much the whole squad. This is the only team that, if you want to compare this game and last game, we still haven't played the whole set. We play everybody except for 6, except for 7. And then we start asking ourselves, why do we look gas once we keep on beating teams? It's because it's obvious we are not going to make it. And then whenever we start playing the bench never had a sense of how they could, let's say, embody, let's say, the playoff experience, that they start crashing out like, hey, it's too much for me. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like anything that Coach Ship is doing right now, man, and I love Tibbs.
It's the same thing. It's nothing new. It's legitimately nothing new. unfortunately, is it's been the same. Like it's been a calling card of his
But you see that
on
we
different
are hurt.
organizations.
But IKBM, you see we hurt on rebounds. You have Huck Porty and Ashua. I'm not saying that they the same caliber as Mitchell Robinson or Cat, but at the same time, it's like, bro, give everybody a breather. We are not gonna last. We're not looking like we're gonna go to the second to the second game.
Nice. You know what you know how you do that? You could even run the same rotation if you sub guys out timely. But Tibbs
Yeah.
will play a guy a whole quarter and a half, entire half, and then wonder why when they come down at the end of the game they have no juice. And when you look around the league, guys are subbing their guys out after 8 minutes, and they'll bring them back after 3 minutes, and they'll rotate guys in and out. Like it's just staggering your lineups. And Tibbs has been bad at staggering. Tibbs has been bad at staggering since the Bulls days, man. Like the things that we complaining about, you can go on Reddit and find Bulls fans complaining about it, Wolves fans complaining about it, and you'll find us complaining about it from 3 years ago with an entirely different roster outside of Brunson.
But what is a Coach Tiba waiting for? Like he's literally waiting for
The
Josh
pearly
Hart
gates,
to literally get her like last year.
he's
The
waiting for
last
the
two
pearly
games,
gates, man. He's not
but
changing.
but the last two games that Hart was doing his thing, he couldn't even go 100% because he had stomach pain. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, the abdominal injury.
Yeah.
Hey, I can say, yeah, we were already down with a bunch of injuries, but as far as that, it's like
That
sometimes
was that cherry on top.
you can't play dudes 12 straight minutes and expect like you're getting diminished returns at that point. Like you're not getting what you bargained for. And it's like you saying he's what is he waiting for? That man is gonna wait for the pearly gates before he changes anything about how he runs his organization or runs a team. It's just uh, it feels like Freezy. I was here. I was here for the Miami series, right? I believe so.
I think so.
I don't think I've changed. I don't think I've said anything different tonight than I said on that night. And we have talent that is 10 times better overall. That should work on a paper, pen and paper. You put together a roster that's supposed to work. It's supposed to, and he's utilizing it like it's another team. And these guys don't possess that skill set or that ability of another team, but they have a higher ceiling. And Tibbs doesn't know how to unlock that ceiling because he only values the game, playing the game in a particular way. That man really said rebounds is the reason we lost. That alone should get someone fired. He said rebounds the reason we lost. And we out here relying on OG Anunoby step back mid range jumpers to go in and
Yeah.
contested jump shots from Deuce McBride and contested jumpers from Brunson. And lucky enough, Brunson is so elite, sometimes it can work. And I believe it'll work eventually against this team down the line to win the series. But against the elite teams that can score and play defense, nah, man. No. It's going to get ugly really quick.
Yeah, but it could be also one of those that if Brunson start crashing out because he's getting banged up left and right, and other other players in the team start seeing that, it's like they're not going to play with the same passion because the captain is down. So it's like Captain Brunson, he needs some time off or something, man. Like at least give him 2 or 3 minutes. Like all right, we down, but you ain't gonna run them down to the gutter.
It feels like we play down to the opponent and we don't play up. We just play at the same steady level of down, down, down. And there's no pivot, there's no deviation, there's no change. I think the most creative thing that Tibbs can do is literally just not playing someone. If they don't work, like campaign, he'll just not play them. That's the most creativity you're gonna get out of him. He'll remove his minutes instead of just inserting someone else to find something, get a flash in the pan. I think the Pistons have outplayed us for 6 out of the 8 quarters in this series.
But
That's not
weren't
good.
we? But weren't we down when he put a campaign?
Yeah. And campaign brought us back in the game.
And he
And Brunson got us back in this game, but we
no
should
no
never have been down in the first place.
I'm talking about today.
Yeah, yeah. I
Like
don't know. In the
yeah,
first quarter, he
we
played
was
him 4
down.
minutes. He played him 4 minutes in the game in the
But
first
but
quarter.
but that's but that's the thing. We was down, and of course, yeah, like it's a bad rap that he had 3 foul in less than 2 minutes. I understand, but at the same time, it's just one of those continue like we can't be acting like it's his fault. Like at the end of the day, we was down when before you actually subbed him in.
Nice,
So it's
that
like,
nice. Well, I think we gotta relax, bro. Cameron Payne looked like hot dog water when he came into this game, bro. That's why Tibbs took him out because he just didn't have it.
Uncle Freezy, I understand, but at the same time, just think about this. How many games have we watched that there could be a player that has it? He's taking three threes, one after the other. He makes it, and all of a sudden, you see Coach Tibbs sitting him down for the rest of the game.
But that don't apply tonight, though. What applies?
No, it
tonight,
doesn't. No, it doesn't.
What applies tonight is Cameron Payne was fouling people, falling all over himself. The physicality was too much for him. The man was falling down all over the basketball when he had it. If that was Deuce, we'd have been like, no, sit Deuce for the rest of the game. But because Cameron Payne earned a little cachet from the game before, we're saying, hey, man, you know what I'm saying, give him a little bit more leader room, a little more feeder room in order to see if he can, you know, snap out of this thing and get it going. But Tibbs ain't like that, bro. Tibbs is about trust. If he see you not hooping right away, keep your warm-ups on.
Well, Freezy, if you don't even figure that out in the regular season, how you gonna pull that out in the playoffs?
Oh, hey, Dre on it. Hey, nice. I got this thing just for Dre. I just made this just for Dre, right?
What?
I got that just for Dre, bro.
Oh
Just
my
for Dre.
God. Rebound and defense. It just but the funny part about that, Freezy, he complained about the rebounding, and Cat and Mitch played 5 minutes tonight. If rebounding was a thing that you noticed, then why didn't they play more? Is that he said rebounding is what I noticed, and he didn't play Cat and Mitch together
No, he
against
didn't.
the team that routinely has guys out there that cannot shoot.
Man, but to me, Mitchell Robinson looked gas today, man.
He looked the same to me. He was getting boards at the end of the first quarter.
No. Yeah, but I'm talking about like the last minutes that he started playing, like he finished playing, like he looked gas. But that's what I'm saying. Like at least play somebody else. It's not like it's only Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns that we have. Huck Porter was available.
All right, hold on. Let me do this reset real quick. Thank you, everybody, for watching. But if this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel. Turn all your notifications on, man. Hit that like button. Lawrence Tears, man, we just chopping it up late night about what we saw. We do understand where we are or where the team is as a franchise. Losing a playoff game is tough, but make sure you have your notifications on so that we can come back in and or so that you can catch the show anytime that we go live. I won't do a Knicks morning drive in the this morning because of a doctor's appointment, but we will do a vibes and stuff at 7:45, and then we'll see if we can sneak another show in. So appreciate it. Go ahead, go ahead. Nice.
No, it was only that. Like, at least, what do you think, Freezy? Because is it me? Like, isn't Huck Porter was available today?
Yeah.
He couldn't get 1 minute.
No.
No.
Ariel Huck Porter wouldn't have solved our issues today. As a matter of fact, I probably, if it were me, I wouldn't have carried Ariel Huck Porter on the roster, the playoff roster. I'd have went out and got another veteran big man. Not saying that Ariel Huck Porter is not a valuable part of the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the playoffs where games are so tightly contested, I don't know if I can depend on a rookie to provide some of those things that you were asking. Now, am I saying that rookies cannot do it? No, right? But you notice Detroit played Ron Holland 5 minutes. That's their first round pick. He only played 5 minutes, right? Now, is he a big? No, but I'm talking about from the rookie perspective. You know what I'm saying? Ron Holland only played 5 minutes on a team that needed athleticism, scoring, and shooting. And so into going into the bench, the Precious part, I probably would have considered Precious, not because of duality with Mitch, but Precious gives you that skill set of a big that's able to run and get out in transition, right?
Mhm.
So he can give you that piece of it, but in terms of everything else, he's a lesser version of what Mitchell Robinson, a very, very, very lesser version of what Mitchell Robinson will give you offensively and defensively.
So if you're going that route, what about PJ Tucker?
No, because it's the opposite of the rookie. That man, PJ Tucker, he might fart walking out on there on the court, bro. That man is so washed. You don't want, you know what I'm saying? Because even though he knows what to do, right? He might have been the toughest guy on the floor, but can you imagine him getting ISO'd but with Cade? No,
I'm just saying just 1 minute, Uncle Freezy.
no.
Because if it's only because of experience, all right. But I don't know. Today just felt like one of those type of game that we know that we was about to lose, but we just decided not to put something different. At least try something else. Like today was the type of game that if we're gonna do something, might as well let's do it today and let's take this one in the chin. But let's see what we got. But we couldn't even do that, and we still got the loss.
Yeah, see, but the thing is, the answers that you're searching for may not be in the place that you're searching for them from, right? Because you're talking about, say, an adjustment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I heard you say Mitch looked winded. I think you said a few other things. What I would say to that is fix it schematically, right? Because you're saying Mitch is winded, so he couldn't do a certain thing, right? He couldn't do a certain thing to his full potential because he may have been winded. Well, I would say scheme that into your game plan, right? Say if I don't know if I agree with Mitch was winded. I'm saying to your point where you say Mitch was winded and say Mitch was winded and we needed more rebounds, right? What I would say is, well, instead of bringing in another guy, man, how about we just crash the boards and gang box out, right? Scheme that in, right? Gang box. Every time a shot goes up, everybody is putting a backside on some knees, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody getting low, boxing out, right? That's what I would say to that as an option. I don't know if everything that everything that needs to be fixed with personnel. Some of it does, but some things you can just do with strategy and scheme.
Yeah. And what about the people that be playing the replay? The one that they be calling, let's say, if they want to challenge a call, like, I don't know, Freezy, like these people are slow as F. Like if you look at the other team, they quick about it. And when it comes to the Knicks, by the time they ready to make a call, they can't because they're already playing.
Yeah, I think that's team to team. Yeah, I just think that's team to team in a sense where it's like, I think it's team to team where it's one of those things where it's like, how much emphasis do you put on challenges, and how much emphasis do you put on actually getting data? And see, because the replay team is not just there for replay. You have people over there, they do a few things, right? I don't think they're just there to just in case you need it. Like, you're not going to pay somebody $120,000 a year to be there just in case you need to challenge something. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
it's the playoff, Freezy. At least pay somebody at least for the couple games that we have for the playoff.
Yeah,
Like
you
if
want
you,
okay.
yeah, I just want to say this. If you look at these two teams in specific, Oklahoma and Cavalier, they are trigger happy whenever they call a challenge. It's like they look back, call it. The Knicks looks like they sleeping on it. You saw the part that Josh Hart, he was pushing on, what's his name? Damn, Schroeder. He never even pushed him. He just went forward. If you look at that game, and it's like they can't even call that. They can't even challenge it.
No, because the Knicks are trying to establish a certain thing. The thing they're looking to establish is a culture of toughness and winning. They don't want to like use all this stuff. They want to be tough guys, bro. You know what I'm saying? They don't want all that stuff. Like, I'll give you an example, right? Mm-hmm. I had 3 things of Carmex. You know what Carmex is?
Yeah.
The little thing in the little container you put on your lip or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 3 things of those. A dude laughed at me. We was in the motor pool. He like, man, you carrying lipstick, blah, blah, blah. Is he joking? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, we get out into a situation, right? I'm not gonna say all these things. This is my personal stuff. I'll tell the story, but I'm gonna just go so far with it, right? We got into a certain situation, and he coming up to me, and his lip is split, right? I ain't like, hey dog, you been in the fight? Nah, man. I fell asleep, man. I woke up, man. My face was on fire. I'm like, hey, that's too bad, bro. You're like, hey, man, you got some of that stuff from the motor pool? I'm like, what, fog oil? No, I don't want no fog oil, man. But you need some diesel? No, man, I don't need no diesel, man. I'm talking about that stuff you was putting on your face. I was like, camo? What you need with camo out here, bro? He like, nah, man, let me get this. But bro, like legit, y'all was clowning me because I had some with me, and then now you coming back to me and saying you need some, like it's life or death. Basically what I'm saying is this. So chat, y'all probably don't even understand what I'm talking about, but basically what I'm saying is this. Those guys, the Knicks organization, want to be the tough organization. They don't want to complain, even though you see them complain all game. Cat complains, Tibbs complains, Jalen Brunson complains and flops. Josh Hart complains all game. They want to be a certain thing, project a certain thing, but then when you look at them, there's something different, right? That's why I think they don't do the challenge as much, right? That's one of the reasons why I think they don't do a lot of things that modern NBA teams do. Like what you're saying is, how come the Knicks, in theory, what you're telling me is, how come the Knicks can't be a modern NBA team like the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Cleveland Cavaliers? And I'm telling you, they are intentionally being old school.
Freezy, but you think because every single time I see Tibbs is looking at that corner like, should I challenge? And you see you see like about 5 or 6 like, oh.
Wait.
Like,
Oh, hold on. Yeah, but did you know that the Knicks were last in the NBA in challenges?
Yeah.
You never wonder why that was?
Yeah, because we are slow. We are slow as up.
I think we don't value it. Certain things we don't value. We don't value that. We value togetherness. We don't value certain things. Like, we value analytics in a certain way, but we don't value other things. Yeah, right? Because think about this. In a league where the league is getting taller and taller and taller, have you noticed the Knicks are getting shorter?
Yeah. No, they're getting taller.
Yeah, like man, think about this. Like we have 3 dudes that come off the bench that are 6'3" and shorter, or 6'4" and shorter. Cam, Deuce, and Shamit are all 6'4" or shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then our starting lineup has 2 dudes under average for their position, height-wise. Right?
Mm-hmm.
In a league where the guy they're playing right now is 6'6" and a half, 235 pounds, Cade Cunningham.
I understand, Breezy, but what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, it's like there's no excuse for Coach Tibb to be looking at that corner and all 6 of them with their stupid BS tablet. Oh.
I don't think they have a tablet. I think they have a VCR over there.
A VCR, like I don't even know what they have. Like for them to show those type of reaction, and then you look at, just like I mentioned, OKC and Cavalier. Before the coach looks in that corner, they're already like, challenge it.
Yeah.
Don't challenge it.
Yeah.
And it's the only team that I see doing that is the Knicks. Coach Tibb is looking at them like, hey, before they pass the ball, we challenge. Oh. What are we doing?
What are we doing, bro? Yeah.
This is the playoff. Like only one play could actually shift the whole momentum.
It may. Yeah, it may. Yeah. Yeah. B-baller, they got to plug up the projector. They got to plug up the projector reel.
You know who does a better job for easy? The dude on the Megatron, like playing the video. Man, pay him and let him start playing the video 24/7 real quick.
Yeah, right.
He's doing it quicker than the actual people that's challenging the cause.
I don't know. It's just excuse me, I'm sorry, man, but it's just like a mindset. Like, yeah, just a mindset of just, we just want to focus on being tough on the floor. Like, and so one of the things I wanted to share with everybody also is the difference between being tough and being physical, right? So there is an element of being tough in physicality, right? And when you're physical, like, you know how you do certain physical activities, you have to have a certain level of toughness, right? But toughness is not everything. And I mean, physicality is not everything in toughness. You have to have a level of resilience, right? A certain level of resilience, like when the going get tough, you have to have some grit, right? Some resilience in there where you want to stay in there, you want to hang in there, and no matter how hard things get, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what they're trying to establish. And by establishing that, I think sometimes the little things that we want them to do, they're not going to do it because they have their eyes set on a certain thing.
That's just thinking dumb. You know what I mean, Freezy? And especially on playoff, man. Like, I understand that we was doing that throughout the whole season, but this is a playoff. Like, there's no reason for them to be doing that.
Yeah. I mean,
like, do they still have a deal with Spectrum?
Yes.
All right, so it's not the internet.
No, it's not the internet. It's not the internet. It can't be the internet, right?
Spectrum already turned it back on. So what's the deal? Why are they taking this long?
All right.
I'm acting like on my end, every single time I'm looking at the game, I'm acting like Leonardo DiCaprio with that meme.
Yeah.
Hitting that DVR, hitting back. Wait, they still haven't called? And you see the whole court, like, oh, wait. What are we doing?
Yeah. No, I feel you. Sherwin asked, he said he felt like the Knicks on a scale of 1 to 10. Last night he said 5.5, and I said somewhere between 9 and 9.5. That's what I felt. And I'm not really fair weather like that. I'll be stand up in this moment and say, yeah, man, even when we were losing like late into the third quarter, early fourth quarter, I still felt like we were going to win. That's how confident I am with this team. Now, are there concerns? There are concerns, and it's life, man. And there are concerns in everything that we do. And if you don't prepare yourself for concerns, you're going to get blindsided by those same concerns. Right? So, yeah, the Knicks lost a playoff game, so what? It's just one playoff game, bro. That's it. It's not the end of the world, you know? Yeah. So nice. So how will you feel? You don't sound confident in the stuff that you. I don't think you sound. I'm not taking that as you feel uber confident, bro.
It's not that I don't feel confidence with the team that we have. Like, we have the pieces. We have the pieces. But it's like stupid things like that when it comes to the camera, when it comes to officials. Like today, literally, I know that we was 10, 15 points down, but I felt like this was the first time I saw the first 6 row of MSG like that. Like they wasn't even screaming, they wasn't even saying defense or nothing. Like, they were so out of it. And it's like, listen, I understand that you guys might have the money to actually pay for those seats, but if you're not embodying this Knicks fan thing, don't come. Don't come. I'm pretty sure there's other people that has money. They will pay and they will be buck wild.
I think they were in anticipation. You know how you waiting for something that is slow to arrive? I think that's how they felt. And the reason why I say that is because I was feeling the same way. I was like, any moment now, the Knicks are going to go on a 15-0 run and we're going to be popping champagne, basically.
Yeah, but if you look at the fan base, I'm telling you, the first 6 row Freezy, I started hitting that DVR back and forth.
Right.
And they looking at each other. Oh, now we supposed to clap?
Oh, I get what you're saying.
What? Like, what are we doing? Like, this is the fan base that is representing MSG?
Yeah, I get what you're saying now.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Top Notch T said they were stunned. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's how I felt a little bit. Now, did I feel like, oh no, this is the end of the world? Nah, man, I didn't feel like that. I mean, I may have been surrounded by people that felt like that live and die with each moment. I think in the big picture, NBA champion is gonna lose a game or two on the way to a championship. And you don't know what round they're going to lose those games in. All you know is when they give you those championship T-shirts and you lift the trophy and you put on those weird hats that they give you, the championship hats or whatever, it's like, you know. Let's see if my spectrum is back on point. There he is. There he is with those very astute eyeglasses.
There we go.
He is. Yeah,
man. But I
bought 4 pair of eyeglasses from Mukau for $110. You know I'm a cheapskate, right?
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Bro,
and especially
4 pair for like $110. Y'all know me, bro. I'll squeeze the brown off a penny, bro.
Hey, after what I heard with Louis Vuitton and all that, making all their shirts and all their items in China.
Yeah,
it's like, man, don't complain if I'm buying things from China now.
Yeah, right. Because we've been buying things from China all along and didn't know it. That's probably what it is. So,
but even the season when New York Knicks play against Denver, man, Freezy, I'm looking around every single time. I'm trying to round up the crowd. Let's go Knicks! Let's go Knicks! Like, Denver always comes out swarming, saying like, "Now shut it down." And when they started taking that lead, like, we winning a little bit comfortable. You start seeing all the Denver fans leaving, and I'm like, all right, let's try it again. Let's go this, and it started getting wild. Come on, man. And we can't do that in your own house.
And you can't do it in your own building. Yeah.
And you have the first 6 rows of MSG. Looking at each other. Oh, we supposed to clap? Oh, yeah. Very good. Like, come on, kick him out. Ban him. They don't know what's happening.
Maybe those tickets were too expensive for the regular folks.
It might be, but with that type of atmosphere,
Right.
like I'm looking at MSG, I'm like, this is MSG?
Right.
This is your king? Oh my!
Is this your king? Yeah.
I'm
man.
hurt for easy.
Yeah, man. Yo, Cash is in the chat. Cash Root. Cash says, I'm sticking with 8.5. Big adjustments prayer for game 3. It's only one game. Better come into Detroit with some fortitude and energy. I'll be honest with you. Game 3 looked like it's going to be, I think game 3 might be the most lit atmosphere in the entire playoff. Right? I think, man, game 3 in Detroit is going to be
chaotic.
Yeah. Now, with that said, am I worried about Detroit game 4, 5, 6, and 7? No, I ain't worried about that. Oh boy, DJ Cash in the building. Cash Root.
What's up, man? I can hang for a quick minute.
What's good, Cash?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm coming into game 3, and I'm playing this song. You probably remember this. Remember "Oops Upside the Head" by the Gap Band?
Yeah, I remember Gap Band. Yeah,
that's what I'm coming in, man. And that's how I was going down.
Yeah. Now, what year is this? That's 1970. What? That's 1979.
It's back there.
I think that's.
I'm thinking 82 or 81, man. Maybe 81.
I thought 81.
Maybe 81.
Up in the morning.
Yeah. It might have been the same album.
Okay.
But my point is like you know Detroit gonna bring what they gonna bring, so you got to match that same energy, man. And I didn't like the look of Towns tonight, man. Towns definitely needs to be playing that, walking up in there. I don't know what's up with Towns, man. Tonight, something wasn't right about him, man. He wasn't in the game. I listened to his post interview. Not acceptable, man. Not acceptable.
I didn't listen to the post game.
Yeah, I listened to his post game. I mean, they talk about the refs and the calls. Yeah, the calls, okay, whatever. I mean, yeah, you got a point, but you got to play through that, man. You can control how you play. I mean, we missed some shots that hurt. I mean, Mikal missed a couple of
Some of them went in and out though, Cash. Yeah. Some of them shots when they left his hand, I was like, money. Like the half court shot. Remember the half going into halftime? I thought that was going in from half court.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought that was money.
Yeah. So, but we'll see, man. I mean, you make adjustments. Like I said, you make adjustments. You look at the film, and you go from there. But you got to come in with an attitude, man. You're going in Detroit because Detroit, man.
Detroit think they got everything better than New York anyway.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, they gonna do what they gonna do, and I understand, it's their home court, so you got to come in and you got to match that, man.
Detroit even trying to claim pizza, bro. Detroit trying to say music and sports and pizza. And
this what
everything New York.
This what Detroit got, man. They got Gators, they got lime green suits, and they got Zenobia's from Uptown Saturday Night. That's what they got. Remember Uptown Saturday Night, Zenobia's? Yeah, they got that. They got that on lock, man.
I remember that.
Now that's what they got. I give them that.
That's 2 movies you need to watch back to back.
Yep. Let's do it again in Uptown Saturday Night. Yep. Now, if you want to go to Zenobia's after the game, now that's another conversation for another day.
Right. Yeah. Definitely, no doubt.
Because Zenobia's was on and popping.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I love them joints. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, but I'll tell you. You want me to tell you what I think is missing, Cash?
Go ahead, go for it, man.
Point guard play.
True
Point guard
that.
play. That's what I think.
I would have to agree with that.
And not just because. And I'm not knocking Jalen Brunson, because there are other point guards on the roster too. And so what I think we're missing is consistent point guard play for 48 minutes of the game. I don't think you can get that just with. I don't think just because somebody is 6'3" doesn't make them a point guard. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm 6'5" and some change, it doesn't make me a supermodel. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things. So I think we're missing that. We gotta get that. And listen, we don't have to wait until the offseason to get it. I think we need to scheme it, right? Because the Pistons aren't gonna wait till the offseason. The Pistons not gonna be like, hey, Knicks, we'll let y'all wait till the offseason so y'all can come back with a point. Nah, that's ridiculous. I think what we need to do is have guards play in tandem. And this is what I've been saying the whole year. Guards play in tandem. Your name is guard for a reason, right? If you have to take a wing player and turn him into a guard so he can guard guards so your point guard can just score, and when your point guard is off, that creates a whole different vortex of issues, because now it's a domino effect. Because you legit got a guard to guard the point of attack, usually a guard, because your point guard is a scorer. So when his scoring is off, now what do you have? Now you have Josh Hart on the floor. He's not a scorer, right? You have OG Anunoby, whose offense is, depending on his defensive matchup, his offense is going to come and go. The same thing with Mikal Bridges. His offense is going to come and go depending on his defensive matchup, because it's tough being a two-way player in today's NBA, right?
Yeah.
Even the best defensive players back in the day, Alvin Robinson, Scottie Pippen, Gary Payton, all those guys, when they first made it to the league, those guys struggled offensively. You know what I'm saying? You're like, you remember they used to give Gary Payton 10 feet of room and he still wouldn't shoot.
So it sounds like to me that you're talking about like a McBride and Brunson backcourt at a time at a period of time, or a Brunson and Payne. And I can see where you're coming from on that, because during that stretch in game one, it was Brunson and Payne that was on the floor.
Brunson and Payne. Touche. Good point, brother.
Yep.
Great point.
It was Brunson and Payne. Go back and look at the film.
Yeah. I feel you.
But one key to that, during that stretch, Payne was hot. Payne was on fire. Yeah. And I think that's going to make a difference. If either him or McBride, if they're making buckets, that's a game changer. But if they're not making any buckets, then that might come back to bite us. So, it depends. I mean, if Deuce is hot, that's great.
Right.
I mean, if Payne has the kind of game he had, that's great. But if they're not making any buckets, that's gonna make ineffective that lineup you're talking about.
Right. No doubt.
But if you look at Cade and Shooter, every single time they on the 3-point, they call in a play or call in a specific player to move on forward to do a screen. You see the whole Detroit team moving. They not sticking only in one place. You don't see that with either Campaign or Brunson today. It wasn't like, oh, all right, come over here. If he does do that, nobody moves. Everybody's still stagnant.
I think the lineup that hurt us is Cade, Schroeder, Beasley, Harris, and Duran. I think that's the lineup that hurts us the most because if you double up on Cade, you know you got Schroeder who's scrappy. Yeah, he hit that three. Beasley, you can't leave wide open and hope he's not hot. And then
Hey,
Duran.
Cash, who was late? Who was late on that rotation? That rotation
Oh,
three, who was
oh,
late?
that was hard in Brunson, man. They messed it up. They messed it up. Should have switched. Should have clearly switched.
Yeah, but that that cat Thompson, he be doing damage on Brunson. Like he be guarding him pretty good.
Well, we talked about him the other night. That boy gonna be dangerous in a few years. But for right now, get him just like tonight. Get him his 6 fouls and get him out the game
Get him
because
out. Yeah.
he could be a threat. But he is going to be a threat in his career going
Hey,
forward.
hey,
But
hey, Cash, let me make you laugh just real quick.
go ahead.
So just real quick, because I know you're short on time. Right. This past summer's draft, a player comparable to Arthur Thompson was in the draft. His name is Ryan Dunn. The Knicks were right there, could have drafted him and Pacom Dadier. And you know what they chose to do? Trade back so that they can get Tyler Kolek and Ariel Hukporti, the picks that they got or whatever, basically wound up doing that. The Knicks legitimately could have had Ryan Dunn playing the role of Arthur Thompson tonight against Cade Cunningham, but we got cute with the pick. Right. Think about this. Nice. Think about this. What if we had Arthur Thompson and we could have him guard Cade Cunningham? Would they have turned the tide tonight?
Oh yeah. And also we also missed out on Dyson because we had an opportunity of also getting Dyson.
Yeah. And so that's one of the things, chat. These are the type of things. Now, I'm not saying that Leon Rose made a misstep by getting Tyler Kolek and Ariel Hukporti. But what I will say to you is that neither one of those rookies played tonight. Neither one of those rookies played in game one because they wouldn't have impacted the game like a Ryan Dunn would have, a 6'8" athletic wing with big game experience in college that came out of college with the defensive stopper mantra. Like legitimately, Ryan Dunn, and I said this on the Knicks at Night podcast back during the summer. I told everybody that Ryan Dunn is a better defender than Mikal Bridges. This is before we traded for him. This is before we traded for Mikal Bridges. Now, Mikal Bridges may be my favorite Knick. Y'all know that. I'm not ashamed to say it. Right? He might be my favorite Knick. But when the summertime comes and when we start talking about, young guy, rookies, all these type things, Knicks fans always in a general sense say, in order to be a Knick, you have to be Martian Manhunter. Oh, really? We're going to draft Martian Manhunter at 29. For those that know who Martian Manhunter is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say everybody does. I'm just going to say. Or Cash. We're like, in order, we have to draft Goku at 29. For those that know who Goku is. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Right? 29, he's got to be such and such and such. No, he don't. He could be a role player reserved for a specific role. And tonight would have been a perfect role. So that's my spiel on the Cash.
But now you're making me regret it, Freezy. Because with those five, what we traded for Mikal?
Oh, we traded a bunch of like 5-6 picks, something like that.
And imagine if we had Dyson and we had Dunn.
We wouldn't have a Cade issue.
And we will still have a OG.
Yeah, so and I'm not, and see, I don't regret the Mikal Bridges trade. I actually liked it. I still like it, right? But what I'm saying is, with the picks that we had left over from that trade, we could have legit drafted. We could have came in here into this season with Ryan Dunn, Pacom Dadier, and whoever we chose with that that second round pick, whether it's Huck Porty or Kev McCullough or whoever they chose to draft with that pick. Right. But we got cute with it. And this is why I say when we have the summertime conversations, I'm like, everybody, think about what you see during the season and then juxtapose that when it comes to acquiring talent. Right? Like when I mentioned Nice, when I mentioned that we should make the move for a big guard like Malcolm Brogdon during the summer, people were like, "Hey man, Malcolm Brogdon injury prone, man. He too old." And then look at your offense tonight in the playoffs. Cash, look at your offense in the playoffs. Would a 6'5" natural true point guard have helped us tonight with our offense?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, it would have. Absolutely. These are the type things that David G said. Bro, I promise you. Not only would Tibbs have, hey, David G, I promise you, not only would Tibbs have played him, Tibbs would probably have played him obsessively. Right? Tibbs would have probably played him to death. Like, Tibbs, you need offense right now. Why you got that young boy in there? Well, when we get the rebound, we get back to, nah, Tibbs, man, do the offense defense sub, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing is, like would Ryan Dunn have gave you better minutes than Landry Shamet?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those with Shamet, Freezy. It's either he's on a good night or he's in a bad night. We just don't know until we play.
Yeah. So B Baller says, who was he sitting? That's who he's sitting right there, bro. Yeah. That's who he's sitting. Now, Ryan Dunn's offense is terrible right now. But
rebounds.
Yeah, but coming along, they're gonna blow that team up, and Ryan Dunn is gonna be a fixture on that team. Phoenix is probably gonna trade Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and some other pieces. You know who they won't trade though?
Booker.
Yeah, Devin Booker probably won't get traded.
Nah, I think Booker's leaving.
I think Detroit is going to make a serious play for Devin Booker. I don't know if he get him.
I think Booker's leaving, man. Because it's one of those, like, they can't keep on. Well, if KD leaves, are they open to take first round picks for KD, or he's open on contract?
They can get whatever they want for KD.
Well, at least, they
can get whatever they want. Hey, Andre Bryant, I know he's got a no trade clause, and he's got like 2 years. I think he's got either 2 years left or 1 year left off that deal. And the word on the street is the Washington Wizards are interested in bringing him back because they value him as a person. So the Wizards are interested in bringing him back for his leadership. I don't know. What I'm saying is rumor. Like, in terms of all that stuff is rumor. Now, in terms of on the court stuff, Ryan Dunn, I already know. I've seen him play a couple of years down. I think he was at Virginia. I saw him play. And the thing is about a Virginia small forward, I'm just going to name 3 of them, and this will tell you the caliber of small forward Virginia puts out. DeAndre Hunter, Trey Murphy III, and Ryan Dunn. That'll tell you all you need to know if that dude was prepared to enter the NBA. So. Wow. Al, hey, Jalen had 27 shots, 7 assists, 6 turnovers. 40 possessions, and we're not even counting the possessions when Jalen was fouled. How Cat not want the ball when he can't even touch it? Great question. Great question. Hey, nice. I got about 3 minutes, man. I can't go over the 2 hour
No,
mark.
it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, so
bro.
I'm gonna ask you. So what else you got before we get out of here?
Now it's just speaking about the same thing that you were speaking about on Cat. It just feels like today was one of those games. Like let's have everything run through Brunson. Like Cat like so disengaged. Like you know something. If that's the play, man, I ain't gonna do nothing.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't only him; it was a couple players. They had that facial. Who else? Who knows if that was the main reason campaign? He was acting all wild up. Like, man, screw this. If it's gonna be like that, bow.
Right. Right. May have been. I'm not gonna front, bro. It may have been. What I'll say though, let me say this. Thank you everybody for watching, coming through. Subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on, hit the like button, right? Hit the like button. For all my new people, the panel usually rotates. It's usually me and a rotation of people that come through and hang out based on their schedule and things of that sort, or the level of the game and all of that. But on that note, we're gonna get out of here. I won't do a Knicks morning drive just because of an appointment that I had been trying to schedule since January and I can't miss it. But we're gonna definitely try to get on sometime during the day tomorrow. Depends on the flow of the work day and such. Nice. Thank you for coming through, hanging out with us, brother.
Always, my brother.
Appreciate you.
Stay safe.
Cash, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but thank you for coming through and hanging out, everybody. I'm gonna post some clips to this in a little bit, and I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Peace, everybody.
Peace, my brother.
Yeah, peace.